Okay, so part C and part D of this question. A ray which has the argument of z being equal to theta passes through the midpoint of the line interval that joins u and v. So if I was to draw a line between u and v, then the midpoint, wherever that midpoint is, now I know the midpoint will be x1 plus x2 on 2 and y1 plus y2 on 2. Therefore, that midpoint will be the coordinates of root 3 plus root 2 on 2, comma, 1 minus root 2 on 2. So if I'm looking at this here, the coordinates here are root 3 plus root 2 on 2 and 1 minus root 2 on 2, which means if I'm looking for this angle, then the tan of that angle would be opposite 1 minus root 2 on 2 on root 3 plus root 2 on 2, which is 1 minus root 2 on top of root 3 plus root 2, which means the angle is the inverse tan of that angle, and of course it's negative. To me, it looks like pi on 24, which is what these are. So let's just jump on my calculator. Here is my 1 minus root 2. So if I do the inverse tan of that, I get that number. It doesn't give it to me exactly, but if I check what the tan of what pi on 24 is, it's the same value. So my angle is going to be negative pi on 24, which is the argument. Okay, lastly, part D. The line interval that joins those two dots, which I've joined, cuts the circle. It does cut a circle. So if I look at my circle, it's got the circle which is that circle on okay, so it's a circle that goes through there and there. And I know that this point here is pi on 6 and that point there is pi on 4 because of the work that I did earlier up here. So that angle in there is pi on 6 plus pi on 4, which is on 12. 3 plus times by 2, 12. This needs to be multiplied by 2, so that's 2. And this needs to be multiplied by 3, so that's 3. So 5 pi on 12. Okay, so that's 5 pi on 12. The area of this segment here, area is going to be a half, 5 pi on 12 minus the sine of 5 pi on 12 times the radius squared. And on a calculator, that's going to give me, on my calculator, a half times 2 squared is 2, 5 pi on 12 sine of 5 pi on 12, 0.686 units squared, which to 2 decimal places is 0.69 units squared.